Hey, welcome to the How Does That Happen podcast. I am Mark Yaffe, and this is episode number 6.
That's right. I didn't know if you were going to remember.
It was close. It was between 6 and 7. Do you think we're pretty early on the show? I should be able to keep track.
I don't know.
And this episode, you're going to be doing a lot of math because we have a real record holder on this show. I'm very excited. First of all, I got to introduce myself. I'm Mark Yaffe. We are live in the studios of Easy 104.1, Reno, Nevada, the biggest little city in the world. I'm sitting right across from the biggest little Reno comedian. Is that? Can I even use that? Is that?
I don't know.
That a compliment?
It's copyright infringement, and it's not a compliment. But
Dave
yeah.
Mancarelli.
Thank you. Hello. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Co-host, co-producer, or producer. Like I'm doing anything. Co-producer. I tell him, hey, can you send that to me? And that's my co-production.
See that button that says on? I press that. Woo! Produced.
There's a lot more to it. He puts the music in, he mixes the sound, all sorts of things. But we're very excited. Like I said, we have a competitive eating champion with us today. Our first. We've had a number of comedians.
Yes, our first non-comedian.
No, we had a guy. Molly was trying to become the world's lowest rated Uber driver.
But he was pretty funny.
And he's since been fired. So, but that was his intention. So no, we're not going to bring any bad luck by having you on the show. I promise.
Yeah. No, this is super interesting to me. I'm very excited to talk to Molly.
This lady happens to be a competitive eater, holds a number of records. She's going to tell us all about this. And please welcome to the show. Very excited to meet her, Molly Schuyler.
Hey, what's up?
Molly, thanks for taking the time. I don't even know where to. You probably got some questions on your list, Mark. I don't even know where to start. I have so many.
You know
questions.
what? Why don't we do this to make it easier for us? Maybe Molly's to say, why we do. Let's get the Molly. If you could give us the quick Molly Schuyler bio intro, according to Molly Schuyler.
Oh man, God, I haven't heard that one before. I went to college. I got my 2 college degrees, and I married the Air Force. And of course, I wanted to pop out all these kids. So after 4 kids and daycare expenses and everything, I ended up becoming a waitress in the Midwest for $2 an hour, which stunk. I mean, daycare was $2,500. You can't afford that. So I threw that away and moved to Nebraska eventually. And I did this food challenge at a restaurant, and it skyrocketed. It just got all this attention. I was just like, "This is stupid. I ate a burger." And I was just like, "Whatever."
This was a food challenge at the restaurant you were working at?
No. I was actually a vegetarian at the time, and it was like a couple miles from my house. And
wow.
I couldn't. 5-pound sandwich. I was just like, what, you guys are dumb.
So you did it sort of on a whim. You were like, I'll go do this, whatever, right?
Well, I went in there. No, I just did it to prove them wrong, and you get like 45 minutes to eat this thing. And I ate it slowly because I didn't look like a pig. So they were checking my purse and seeing if I'd thrown the food away, and I'm just like, you guys suck. And I ate my kids' food that they didn't finish.
They didn't believe you had the skills. They thought there was some nefarious activities happening.
Yeah, they thought there was something going on, and then they got so excited and they tried to get me to go on the news and stuff like that. I just leave me alone.
They're like, we want the publicity. They weren't about giving you the publicity. The one that earned it, they wanted some free publicity for the restaurant.
Oh, of course.
And so that's what led you to think like, I could probably do this and make some money doing it.
No, honestly, I did it on my own dime for about a year.
Really?
I just did challenges. I didn't do contests. I wanted to be left alone. I still continued to do the food challenges until about 2013 when I quit Applebee's, and I was making more money in 10 minutes than I was in like 3 months at Applebee's. So I was like, no, probably that's smart.
I quit Applebee's also around 2012. We're former Apple buddies. Good for us.
Oh, man. Where did you work?
I was the employee of the month at Applebee's store number 1343 in Sparks, Nevada, November 2011. And then 2 years later, they fired me. So I peaked.
I think I saw the bumper sticker on his car.
Yeah, I put that in my comedy bio. That's a big thing. I get booked a lot off of that. So
I think I was Apple person of the month once too, and I threw the pin back at him, and I didn't want it.
Yeah, right. I was like, no, this says something about me that I don't want to admit. I don't want to confront this about me that I might be the Apple.
No, I don't want to be the Apple person of the month.
Right.
I make $2.13 an hour. It's like, this is an insult.
So in the beginning, you were paying for your own stuff to travel around to go to these things?
Yeah, just driving from city to city and just to eat the free food. And if I had my kids with me, I would get the hotel myself, pay for it. I didn't care what something to do.
So you were in Nebraska at the time?
Yep.
Now obviously it's centrally located as far as the geographic U.S., but there's not a lot of population hubs near, if you're living in Nebraska. So were you and the kids like getting in the car and driving like 5, 10, 12 hours, or how far were you ranging on this?
No, I mean, Kansas City was only 3 hours away.
Okay.
So
okay.
you went there quite often.
And a lot of these food challenges don't take place in smaller cities, right? There's food challenges in cities that we've probably never heard of, right?
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks they have this awesome burger that no one can eat. They have this pride thing they can't let go of.
Yeah. Everybody's got a pizza they say you can't do, or a burger, right?
Did you have when you just started doing this, was there a bit of a plot to your system? Like, well, I'm going to start with I'm going to become an asparagus eating champion and get down to watermelon. Was it just like, hey, this is available, we're free, let's go?
Yeah, no, I just wanted the free food.
if let's say,
that's why I got into comedy.
Dave and I are in it for the buffet. We don't even like telling jokes.
Growing up, whatever, my dad was always like, man, the only time we ever went out and eat because he had 4 kids. Like if you go to the buffet, and he's like, man, you better get my damn money's worth. I'm like, that's the way it's got to be.
Hey, so you have 4 kids, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when you got started doing this, about how old were the kids?
Oh gosh, that was 5 years ago. So 6 years ago now. So 3, 4, 5, and 8.
Oh my Lord! Wow. That's quite a bit of wrangling to drag that to put them in a car and drive 3 hours. That's a lot.
I like a challenge.
You're like, I better eat faster. I got to get to the kids.
There's not competitive mom competitions. That's pretty badass right there.
I just don't think that I have a short violin string for anyone who wants to complain about their one kid. So I don't get
Good for you. Good for you. They've enjoyed it. I would assume they've enjoyed the experience of it and getting to see things and travel around and hang out with mom and stuff. They probably love that, right?
I mean, they did. They went the first year or so when I did this challenge. But when I started just doing strictly contests and stuff, I mean, in traveling, that stopped because I don't want them involved.
So you're pretty solo now on the road as far as your challenges.
And
I'm kind of an insomniac, so sometimes I'll drive like 20+ hours straight.
Whoa!
Well, if you ever get tired of eating food, you can always do comedy. Yeah.
I was going to say, you're just a step away from being able to be a pretty successful comedian driving like that.
20-hour drive. What was the longest drive from where to where?
I started up in California where I live, and I guess I did like 6,700 miles in 5 days.
Ooh, good Lord!
Do you not like flying, or is this you're just a road warrior?
Oh man, this is about tax write-offs and screwing the government. This is get way better write-off if you drive.
That's true. 50-something cents a mile.
Right, yeah,
see, she is born for comedy and
I'm telling you, yes. I was going to say I'm jealous of her acumen.
I'm about finances. It's like, how can I bend them over more than bend me?
So. Now, Molly, after it's 6 years you've been doing it. Now, that's just what you do now? You make a living from competitive eating?
Yep, that's what I do.
So, have you had health issues from it? I mean, you have to be careful when you're doing that, right?
Well, I mean, if you don't know what you're doing, I mean, there's, it can happen to anybody. You can choke. That's the biggest thing.
Sure, right? Yeah.
If you don't watch what you're doing, then it's like, potentially, they don't want to wait. That would suck. I don't know. You could, let's say you were if you were a good eater or whatever, and let's say you ate 15 pounds of something with sugar, you go to diet coma. I mean, you just got to be smart about what you do. So.
Right, and because what I'm saying, and that's what you're saying. I think that was the better way to phrase that question was it takes preparation. Every big, giant, fat dude in the world thinks he can go eat 16 pounds of ribs. I could do that, right? But you have to be prepared to do that, right?
Yeah. Everyone thinks usually it's a smaller person who can do it.
Yeah. Well, let's back up a second. What was like growing up? What was your relationship with food? Were you a good eater, picky eater? Was there roots in your childhood that led to this?
No, not really. I was just I'm a speed eater. I was able to eat foods and not TMI or don't get your head out of a hole, but I could swallow anything whole.
Was it just you always you just move quickly? That's just your style, or were you like? Was it a big?
Yeah,
okay.
I just ate really fast, and I was raising with kindergarten with milk cartons, and stupid garbage like that, and because I would just slam it back and it was gone, and he was like, "Oh, it's cool." I'm like, "Nah."
So right, that's the key though. Like in a hot dog eating contest, for example, right? You're not chewing the hot dogs, right? I mean, you're just trying to swallow them, right?
Yeah, you want to do as little work as possible,
right?
To the biggest outcome.
And so that could be a danger, like digestively, right? You got to be prepared for that too, right?
Yeah, you've got to be prepared to not want to take a dump for like a week.
Yeah, that makes that 20-hour drive back a little.
Yeah.
Is it really just like a 3-hour drive that becomes a 20-hour drive?
Like, man, it's like, yeah, what does your poop look like? I don't want to answer that. You know, let's go.
So, God, I'm so fascinated by this. So now you travel the entire country, right?
Are you flying now, or you still drive everywhere pretty much?
It depends on if I need to, eventually, like, depending on what I want this year. Like, this year is my first contest of the year. I want a car and money and some stuff. And I didn't want the car because it's too small for my family, so I took cash option.
Sure.
Good for you.
But I'm going to end up paying the taxes on the cash that you take, and it's insane. So it's like, people think, oh, you want a car? I'm like, man, like, that car's going to cost me $10,000 to even take the question.
Right.
You know, people don't get that. So it's like, if I know I'm going to owe a bunch of taxes, I'll do more driving because you get basically 50% of your mileage back on money.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, do you see the same people as you travel around the country? Is there a circuit? Is there a group of people that are like on the competitive eating circuit?
oh, absolutely. And usually it's like, if people are sniffing for money, you'll see those people over and over again.
Sure.
Now, so starting out, just so we can explain to like listeners, you said you did some local contests. Is it like baseball? There's like a the local stuff, and then there's like a double A, and then a triple A, and then there's the big contest. Is there anything between the local things where you go all the way out to the big time stuff? Anything in between?
Well, I mean, you have, if you want to look at it with that kind of analogy, I mean, there's going to be people who can just do a couple food challenges, and that's like 5 pounds. And then you have a good eater who can do about 10 pounds. And then you have the elite eaters who can eat over 20. So, I mean, I'm one of the top people in the world. I'm the number one female feed eater. And, I mean, there's like basically 3 different levels. You either can just kind of eat, or you can really eat, or you're unstoppable, you know.
So you basically think... So you basically think as in a unit as pounds of food when you're competing? Is that
that's the levels? Is how what?
Yeah, well, I mean, you either have to eat a lot or things like we all have specialties.
So is it broken up by gender? Is it all female competitions, male, or is it co-ed? Does it just depend?
It depends on what you're doing. Usually it's like if you do like Nathan's hot dogs at on 4th of July, that's male or female.
Right.
I mean, all my events are co-ed.
So the larger ones are usually co-ed then. And you've done the Nathans? You've done the Nathans thing?
I did a qualifier, and I had just had dental surgery. I was feeling like garbage in 13, and I was barfing in the outhouse because I was so sick. And I still did 31, but I was just like, man, I didn't. At the time, with the way the ages of the kids, I couldn't do the contract.
Sure.
I bypassed it and just stayed independent.
That makes sense.
Now, I think I read, this is a little aside from some of your records I'd like to get to, that you did 3 of the steaks down there in Texas. Is that right?
Yeah.
Now, explain to people the size of this and how that works.
They have a challenge there where if you get a 72-ounce steak with like the potato, the salad, the roll, and the shrimp, and stuff, whatever, you get it for free. And back in 2014, I drove through there to Texas to go to my husband's graduation from some military something or other. And I went there and was like, hey, it's free, you eat it. So like, I'll take 2. And so I did that. And they were like, what the hell? So I said, call them and do so I left really quick so I didn't have to get the news. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I just wanted my free steak. And I left. And eventually they got a hold of me and they wanted me to come in and do 3. So then I did 3 of them in 20 minutes. But it's like,
3 and what time frame?
In 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, my
Lord.
Lord.
Over 5 pounds of food with the water, you're getting well over 20 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
I mean, that's got to be priceless when they don't know who you are or whatever. They don't know what you do, and you come in and you knock down 2 of their 7, just the 2. They got to be like flabbergasted. You got to love the look, right?
When they've seen what they've seen, that's impressive.
Well, it's even funnier when you leave without them talking to you and you just kind of escape into the darkness. They can't find you.
So,
like, did that really happen? Yeah, I did.
I'm telling you, like first of all, you're funny. Second of all, you already know how to, work the finances and travel. And this aversion that you seem to have to people, like you could be a great stand-up. You really should think about interspersing stand-up gigs with your competitive eating. Though you probably make way more money competitive eating.
Would that be opposed to like being the lay down, or like when you're laying down eating, or like I choke on myself and drool outside?
most of the eating contests are pretty standard. You're sitting or standing. They don't ever do anything where like, oh, we're going to throw you in a spinning teacup
extreme
or
eating
hanging
or
out,
something?
off a bungee cord. They're not trying to pull that nonsense, are they?
Dude, that'd be
Well, he's like, they haven't, but I'd do
no,
that.
that's probably it. If you're a bungee, I'm thinking about that. You probably end up choking to death on something.
Wow, yeah, I would think, yeah. Oh,
You think like Southwest could have a contest, like fry free for a year if whoever eats the most peanuts? There could be something to,
Oh, God. No, if JetBlue does that, if you're in the back and you keep asking for snacks, they keep giving it to you. They're pretty cool.
see, when I get over my fair flight, I'm going
Yeah,
JetBlue.
JetBlue.
What's the weirdest thing that you ever ate in a contest? Or grossest, weirdest, grossest?
Fried pig brain.
No!
fried what?
Yeah, I caught myself almost throwing up at the table like a dozen times, and eventually I ran to projectile vomit away from the table after I was done. It was so disgusting. It just the smell.
Where
Oh my
was
God.
that? Where in the country was the fried pig brains?
Actually, it was at Coney Island the day before Nathan.
Oh.
Wow.
I figured that's
It
going to be
was
like Kentucky or something, right?
Right.
Fried pig
I thought it was going to be
brains.
Sleepy Hollow, Alabama or something. Man.
Now, also,
I was just in Louisiana. Those people are pretty doggone nice.
people probably have image of a competitive eater in their mind, and I don't know what you look like, but it's all shapes and sizes, right? Like I've seen the little Asian kid, I don't know, remember his name, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. What is it?
Kobayashi?
Yeah, the kid that eats 37 pounds of pasta, and he's a little tiny guy. And like everybody knows Joey
He's
Chestnut.
older
Joey
than I am.
Chestnut's not a big fat guy. Like you come in all shapes and sizes, right?
Oh, absolutely. I'm 5'7" and 115 to 20 pounds.
Yeah, I
you're
saw
tiny.
a picture of her on Facebook.
Yeah?
She's like average size.
Yeah.
So do you have an unusually fast metabolism that you know of, or?
No, I have 4 freaking kids that right now. What do you tell me I don't do anything? I'm busy.
And you have 4 kids that are all very close in age. Seems like you were pregnant for about 12 years straight there.
I was a busy girl. I do in my spare time.
Are
Drink a lot.
so competitive eating, are there rankings? Are you guys like in different publications or online where you can say, oh, I'm number 5 on the...
I mean, I would be considered like especially female wise. I'm like the number 1 independent. If you were to go on like MLE because of the fact that they're sanctioned and all that there, I mean, it just depends on how you eat. I mean, I would be probably in the top 5 in the world total with Kobayashi and Joey Chestnut and a couple others. So I would probably be in the top 5. I mean, but like I said, everybody has like their one thing they can eat better than anybody else. So you know, Joey would kill me at this, and I might do better than this. You know,
you all have your specialties, in other words.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's like Dave is great on comedy and knock jokes, and I'm kind of more on the no. So now
So I'm watching you on YouTube right now as we're doing this, eating a steak. Like, first of all, like you're badass, you're tatted up and stuff. That's cool, man. And you're tiny.
Sometimes.
Now, how important? Like, and you're not drinking that soda for pleasure. That helps you to get it down, right?
It's either that or I'm gagging on it. I don't know. Maybe I'm bored and drinking something. I don't know.
what's your
Wow. That is so freaking cool, man. I got to turn that off, or I won't be able to pay attention to the rest of the
So
podcast.
what's your
I gotta
what
watch
do you
that
have?
later.
Do you have like a training method leading up to competition, or any prep that you do day or so before or day of?
I drink a lot of water all the time. I mean, not stretching my stomach out, but I mean, other than that, it's like I'm so busy with kids, and I losing my mind or deal with my cats, or I don't know. I like to go shopping.
Nice.
Yeah.
As do I, man. I should be a
You
competitive.
grocery or like mall clothes shopping?
I like to go to Macy's. I'm like, I'm not a couponer, but I like to see how cheap I can get stuff. So.
Those Macy's clearance racks, extra 30% off. Those are good.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you go and you're going to just have lunch or something, like do you eat a normal portion?
Yeah, I mean, I would say the last couple times that I even went out with my son, I didn't order anything. I was just like,
I'm not even hungry.
I know, it's because it's like nothing is exciting. It's like you're like, oh, all right.
Well,
I went to Chili's with my kids and such, whatever the other night, whatever I did. I ate a couple of chips and salsa, and that was it. I didn't order a damn thing.
So funny.
Has the career basically just kind of changed your relationship with food, or is like, man,
Yeah.
it's just not as enjoyable when it's more work, when you're actually just out recreationally eating?
job, you're forced to eat it, and you're just like, oh. But then when you're like, have the actual opportunity, like, oh my God, I'm ordering food, I'm like, what's good? I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, like, well, I don't have to eat chicken wings or hot dogs here or whatever. Like, I can eat what I want, right?
I'm passing on the pig's brain.
Yeah, yeah, because I have pig's brain. I got hooked on that in Coney Island.
Yeah.
How do you feel like you eat those 3 steaks? How do you feel like directly, 10 minutes after you've finished the last bite of your third 72-ounce steak, are you like, God, I want to go, like, because I eat a big meal, I want to go lay down. I want to just go to sleep. How do you feel?
I walked around and eat some dessert and drank a couple sodas, and 5 hours later, I went to my room. After all.
You just get used to it, yeah.
We kept eating. We sat down to dinner afterwards.
So do you have now that you're pretty high up in the rankings and obviously a world record holder in some class, do you have sponsors now, or how does that work?
Oh, yeah.
I've had sponsors before, but it's just kind of like, I'm not better than anybody else as a person. I don't get into the whole, oh, look at me. I try to avoid people. They have like a strange music as a sponsor. They're actually a really big rap name. I just like, I don't need you guys. Well, because the thing is, it's like they didn't have the time that I needed for me. And I was just like, it's fine. They're super nice people. It's just like, I just would rather do it myself. And
yeah.
Molly.
Can't you just say, hey, I'll wear the T-shirt. I'm just not going out on a promotional tour.
Did you, in this Molly Schuyler versus the Diablo burrito, did you just eat those peppers like bam, bam?
Yeah, it was stuff like that. It's like that thing had ghost peppers and Carolina reapers. And it's so incredibly hot, it comes out to you like directly from the oven. Oof. It's like, and you have 10 minutes to eat it. That if you don't find a way to cool down and you can't eat it back,
you're dumping ice now on it. How? That's so cool.
Yeah.
So are there any?
I'm so impressed.
Are there any foods you refuse to competitive eat?
Oysters, crawfish, smelly, slimy stuff.
Yeah.
I just can't do that. That's gross.
Good for you. I got to draw the line somewhere.
And what's probably the shortest turnaround between competitions you've had, and how did that go?
Good question. Yeah, I mean, you can't do these things like back-to-back days or something, right?
Oh crap, Todd!
Because I'm on tour.
You want to try me?
I'm on tour, and I want to keep eating, and I want to make money.
Right, because it's money, right? Yeah, I guess you're right. Right, yeah.
It's all about the money sometimes.
Well,
So what's the quickest turnaround for between competitions, you think?
I mean, I've done one contest once, and I did it another one like 2 years later. I mean,
wow,
nice,
wow, yeah. I'm amazed at I'm watching this burrito thing, and like there's a method to the madness. There's you're putting the ice on it, you're getting it cooled off enough to eat, and you got plenty of time, and it's spoonful drink. I'm just amazed that people don't. I don't think people understand that there's a skill and a talent to doing it and being good at it.
There's a strategy too.
Yeah.
So for your strategies now, is this something you just kind of learn by watching other competitors? Do you guys talk off the podium when you're just hanging out, or do you have a trainer or advisor?
Yes and no. I mean, you just got to be smarter than what you're eating. I mean, if you think about it, if I'm eating this and you know it's going to hurt you, you got to race against that food, figure out how to outsmart whatever you're doing, because I mean, you're eating ghost peppers. I mean, within like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, your body can't even take hold of that anymore. You're not going to be able to eat it because it's physically burning your mouth.
Right.
Of it. So if you can't finish your food that quickly, you'll never make it. Mm.
What's the camaraderie like? Everybody get along? Is there real rivalries? Is everybody kind of supportive of each other?
Most of us, we're all pretty cool. Most of us like each other. And, I mean, there are a couple D-bags here and there.
Always, right? In anything you do, always, right? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple of savories, and then we just make fun of them behind their back.
This is amazing. You're going to finish this burrito in like 3 minutes and 30 seconds, and it was this giant football-sized. And the thing about this burrito is not the size. This is like the super spicy, hot burrito, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You just killed it in like 3 minutes, 15 seconds. And I just can't get over it. You're this tiny little thing. Like you're... Oh man, I am so I wish you were you are rad. You're awesome. I'm so impressed with this.
If you ever make it to Reno and do any competitive eating here, we want to know.
Absolutely.
Come out and support.
Anywhere close to Reno, I will come check this out.
I'm only like 2 hours from you guys, right?
Where?
You know that I'm only like 2 hours from
you where are you at?
North of Sacramento.
Yeah. I'm gonna. You're
over to 80 there.
You're on the. I'm assuming you're on like the Facebook and the Twitter and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to find that because I'm gonna come. Look out, Mark! Look at that. She's a little tiny girl. Tiny like my daughter.
So on the day of a competition, you fast in advance? You try to have a regular meal and prep your stomach?
I always just keep eating through the day anyway. Cause you don't feel good if you're hungry.
Yeah, okay. Any tips or advice for aspiring competitive eaters?
Don't choke. Don't choke and don't get sick.
Right.
Yeah.
How's your relationship with your doctor? Is he or she pretty supportive of this? Or?
I go every 3 to 6 months, and I can honestly say, honest to God, that he said I had the best cholesterol of anybody he's ever seen in his whole life.
Amazing.
So, there you go.
You think it's the hot peppers?
Yeah, it's the ghost pepper.
Yeah, maybe it's the explosive diet.
And now and you said, I think you said you're married to your husband's in the Air Force?
Yeah, sure, yeah. Okay.
And what was his when you said, hey, I'm gonna become a professional competitive eater? What was his? Was he supportive, or was he kind of like, yeah, whatever?
He's like, oh my goodness, you're on TV. I'm like, oh. Okay.
Yeah, you don't seem like you have a big ego about it, which is.
I just don't care.
Yeah, right. You really
it's really
that's
your
a
job.
genuine hey, whatever. I do this, and I like it's a nice way to make money, and I don't have to work a real job, and so yeah, I love your attitude about it.
I think it's funny. It's like, hey, did you see yourself on that show? I'm like, no, I was there. I don't want to watch it again.
Yeah.
It's like it's so annoying. I'm like, I'm just doing a paycheck.
Yeah, I was on my way to the next. I was on my way to the next gig by the time that was on TV. I was out of there.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So we don't want to keep you too long, but and I don't want to put you on the spot to brag, but we got to, it's a record holder show. So what are some of your favorite records that you have, or more maybe some you want to share that are some of your more unusual eating records?
I guess wing bowl. I won that. I ate 501 bone-in wings in half an hour. I did a 5-pound burrito at 1:25. That was pretty cool. I won the Gong show once by eating 8 pounds of cottage cheese in 75 seconds.
No way!
Nice.
Yeah, it was cool. I went to America's Got Talent and made it to the second round, but I wouldn't sign their contract. That was cool.
Yeah, once you get past a few, they want to own you, right?
Well, that's just it. And the thing is, it's like, I know I'm not going to win the final show. I'm not stupid.
Right.
And they don't pay you. So,
yeah,
right. Exactly.
You're tied to them for a year or two. Yeah.
Yeah. Good for you.
Stuff like that. My favorite one is I went to this restaurant in Wisconsin. I ate 22.5 pounds of prime rib, but they ran out, so I have to go back and start out my record.
Suspended due to meat shortage.
Yeah, I was like, oh, they ran out. I was like, well, I guess I'll just go back. So I ate $570 for the food, and I was like, oh, you're out. Okay.
Oh my Lord.
That's awesome.
It was funny.
So we're gonna let you get out of here quick, but the wings. You said 501 bone-in wings, 30 minutes.
Yep.
So there has to be that's not just. I mean, you know how you're gonna attack those wings, right? You know how you're gonna get the meat. I mean, there's a strategy to that, right? That's not just like I'm gonna eat wings.
That's like one every 5 seconds or something, right?
Whatever, like three and a half seconds.
Wow.
Yeah, no, you just have to be really quick, and you can't stop. You have to be pretty articulated with how you move and nimble with your fingers.
So there's not only mental and then the physical and the gastronomy. It's dexterity. You actually. Yeah. I'd be all wings.
Yeah, that's my problem. I drop them all the time. Stuff. Yeah. Wow. What's your after all this time, 6 years of eating all this stuff? Do you have something that you still enjoy eating in a contest, or you're like, oh, my favorite, or I like doing wings, or I like doing hot dogs, or I like doing pastas, or something that you still enjoy after all this time?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I like burgers.
Yeah.
If they're good burgers. Not the movie Good Burger, because that was one.
Come on, Keenan and Kel. Give it up for Keenan and Kel.
Oh my gosh! But I like burritos. Burritos are probably my favorite.
Yeah.
And steak, burritos, steak, and stuff like that.
Cool.
Wings. They're fun.
Well, I listen. We don't want to keep you too long. I could talk to you for 5 hours probably.
We'll be watching.
But I'm gonna go
videos.
watch these videos now. Yeah, that's super. Super great. I'll find you. Do you? I bet you don't. This is where we usually let people plug their social media and stuff, but I don't think you give a crap if anybody follows you, right?
I really don't.
I love you. You're awesome.
Any questions we didn't ask you would have wanted us to ask?
Well, no, not really. I was going to say, they have this big bowl of pho at the Harris Casino. Yeah, if you eat that thing, it's free. It's really big. awesome. You should go do that one.
I'll have to check that out. Yeah, and
Okay.
I'm gonna watch and see, like, if you're doing something around home there, I would absolutely make that drive to see that live, man. That'd be rad.
So we
I've
love
already
your
done it twice, but I come back again.
Awesome.
we love your attitude. Man.
Yeah.
It's great you're having such success as this, and hope the
Hey, Molly, don't tell any of our other guests, but this was my favorite. Shh, don't tell anyone.
and folks, Molly's not one to brag and try to get you to go to her social media and follow her. But if you want to look her up on YouTube, Molly Molly. Schuyler, Schuyler.
And you want to go look at these YouTube videos. It's amazing.
Yes.
It is really super cool.
Yeah, you might as well check out the videos of that because I'll never be a role model. I always tried. I tried to keep the Playboy. So.
Yeah, you can see Molly at competitive eating contests and at the Macy's clearance racks all around the country.
Exactly, Val. You got that now. Oh, yeah.
Or in an interstate driving 20 hours.
Driving in the middle of the night somewhere.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah,
We had a lot
awesome,
of
Molly.
fun.
Thank you so much. That was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Absolutely. Not a problem.
All right. Continued
All right.
success to you.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Bye.
Bye.